look in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, we see that a man, Ajallakumullah, came to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, Ya Rasulullah, allow me to do zina. So the Prophet ﷺ, he looked at him, the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they were angry. Like, well, how do you even dare to ask this? And then the Prophet ﷺ, he asked him to repeat what he said, which is an approach, right? So he said, repeat what you have said. Because the second time when you say it, you think about what you're saying. The first time it was just like, I'm just saying it. But now it was, oh, listen to yourself. So repeat it. And he repeated. فَأَشَارَ إِلَيْهِ أَنْ يَدْنُوا. Look at the approach, right? Nothing religious about it. He said, come closer. The man came closer. He said, sit down. The man sat down. So he's creating that safe space which is needed to discuss your problems. And then he said, repeat what you have said. Because speaking from far away is not like speaking when looking into the person's eyes. So now he sat down, and it was now with a bit more of shame. It was not the same vigor. It was not the same, so now he said, allow me to do, now it was not the same thing, right? And so now when the Prophet ﷺ heard this, he didn't rebuke him. He didn't humiliate him. He just came and used, he inversed it. No? So he said, would you like people to do zina with your mother, with your sister, with your mother? He said, no. With your auntie? No. With your sister? No. And he kept on mentioning the maharim. And he said, so why would you like to do it with someone else's mother? Someone else? Look at this approach. Look at the framework he's using. And there are a lot of frameworks wherein the Prophet ﷺ would address people, which today we give names, these different techniques, and he would practice them, but without what? Without giving it a name. So, and then he said, no, Ya Rasulullah. And then, only then, the Prophet made dua for him. And this shows us that just making dua for people without making them understand what's going on, very often will not help. He didn't just make dua, Allah take it away, but he did it at the end, because he wanted him to understand what was wrong. And only then did he make dua. So he gave preference to the psychological approach, and only then to the spiritual one. And like this, you find the Prophet moving between all of these different frameworks and approaches and techniques, that if one were to look at it, he would be amazed. No.